It's that Super Bowl, no, she my flow. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's that Super Bowl.
Today's topic of a discussion is the keyword called as static, right? Yes. We have to discuss a recursion, but I'll take a recursion after a static. Okay, so that is a very small part. So, but this particular static is compared to recursion, it is a bigger part. So it requires a 2 hours of a discussion with respect to a static. So today we have a 2 hours of a session. So I felt it will be something like a continuity. I can finish in these 2 hours what is meant by a static, right? Huh. Before we proceed with the description about a static specified, let us understand a problem scenario. Then we will discuss how to solve that particular problem scenario, right? Suppose you are developing a small application which stores the information about a particular student, right? When I say the information about a particular student, you will be having a few parameters. Say for example, I have a something called as a class student, right? I am developing this particular application. What is the intention of this application? This will store the information of the student, right? I am developing this particular application for a particular college, right? When I am developing for a particular college, I will be having a few instance variables that need to be declared, right? So let us assume few instance variables with respect to this particular class, right? So the instance variables can be something like this. One, it can be a something like int id, right? So it can be something like string name, right? Similarly, you might be having a n number of instance variables in this one. Okay. Along with this, there is a one more instance variable which is something like this: string college, right? So now, if I am interested to read some records of the students, let us assume these n numbers, means let us remove all these n numbers, but keep assumption that you have a n number of instance variables within the class, right? Now, when I want to read a values for these particular things, that means if I want to put a value to these instance variables, do I need to create an object? Yes, obviously you have to create an object, and with respect to each object you need to specify these values, right? So let me say that for a student 1, right, I'll create an object as a s1. Okay, so for a student 1, let me give id as a 1, and for the same student 1, let me give a name is equal to some abc, right? So for a s1 is college will be a something like J string, so putting in a double quote, right? Now my intention is to read n number of student records, n number of student records. I'm not discussing like how I am reading all this information, whether I am writing a constructors for this particular action or not. I am least bothered about that particular part now, right? I'm least bothered about how this particular information has been put, but what I am bothered is I'll just inform you what is the thing which is bothering me now, xyz, right? So now let me add one more student record. This is with respect to student 2, this is also with respect to student 2, this is with respect to student 3, student 3, student 3. Now xyz, right? So these are some 3 student records which I have. Okay, when I say college, will I be having only these 3 students? No, right? There will be a number of students in my college, right? If that is the case, can you just imagine that you will be having a n number of records right? N number of records, something like yes 1000 dot college is equal to J, right? Everything is fine, the things are working fine. If I'm trying to execute a program, it is going to work fine, no problem in that. You have written everything perfectly. But what the thing which is bothering me is, do I need to put a value to a college as a Jain for every time for all the 1000 students? Is this a question to be asked? See, all the students whomsoever I register from my college, obviously their parameter of a college will belong to a Jain itself. That means that particular value is constant for all the students, right? When it is a constant for all the students, do I have any means of not writing this particular value every time for every student? Is there any way so that I will avoid this particular initialization every time? My concentration is on a last parameter. What I'm saying is this particular parameter remains the same for all the students in the college. When it is remaining same for all the students in the college, do I need to initialize that particular value again and again? Are there any means to avoid that particular initialization for each student? That is a question.
Yeah, make it static maybe.
Yes. That is a discussion. You directly told the answer. Are there any other ways? Are there any other ways to make this particular ES3 dot college remains a Jain for all the students which I create? Okay, now the question is, without taking this particular variable as a static, I wanted to make for each and every instance of a students, I want to make a college is equal to Jain. Without taking a static, and I don't want to initialize every time. These are the two requirements now. How can it be done? So within a class definition, can't I give something like this? Within a class definition, can't I give a string college is equal to Jain? Now, if I create any object, so for all those objects, does a college belongs to a Jain itself? Whoever has said like a static, that means without using a static, it is not possible. That was a discussion. Can it be done something like this? Can I make some instance variable assigned to a Jain? So every time object has been created, so implicitly that particular value of a college will be having a Jain. Can it be done? Anybody has got any confusions? Will it work or not? Something like that. In the last class, we have discussed one program where we have taken a class some called demo, and we have declared a variable int data is equal to 50, right? So we said that every time if you are changing a value of a data, so 50 will be there. Later it will be updated to 50 plus 100. That means instance variable will be applicable for the object that you are going to create, right? Right. Huh. Now, whoever has said yes, right? Whoever has said yes, saying that this particular means way of initialization is feasible and you can go with that. Can I ask one more question? Now, if I use this particular structure for creating my class, right? For every instance, now can I say that there will be a new existence of this particular value? Now I am talking with respect to space used by that particular variable. Say for example, if int is occupying a 4 bytes and a string is also occupying a 4 bytes, right? So what will be the complete space occupied by the object which you are going to create with respect to class? What will be a total memory occupied by particular one object? What will be a memory occupied by one object if I'm creating an object of this particular class? 12 bytes. Okay. Sir, it depends on the number of students in the college. See, I'm saying with respect to each object. With each object, it will be a 12. I didn't ask you like how many number of it multiplies based on the number of students later. For each object, it will be a 12 bytes. For each object, it will be a 12 bytes, right? Later, how many objects you are going to create, it depends on those many objects, like how much space you want for that particular program. Clear, right? 12 bytes, right? Now, if you are going for this particular approach, if you are going with respect to this particular approach, each and every object will require 12 bytes, right? I already said you don't just assume you will be having a 3 instance variables with respect to class. You might be having a n number of instance variables with respect to a class, right? So whatever the number of instance variables you have, this particular 4 will be extra itself. Its value is not changing, but every time you are allocating a 4 for that, value is not changing, but every time if you are creating an object, you are giving a 4 bytes for that. Understanding? Value of that particular instance variable is not going to change, but every time if you create that particular value, so means if you are creating an object for that particular class, 4 extra bytes have been allocated for that, right? Now, will it be a feasible or will it be a good if I don't allocate a 4 bytes every time for the every object? Rather, I will create a once and I'll say that whoever want this particular value, you can refer from here. Can it be done? Right? That particular task, whatever I have said now, that will be done using a keyword called a static. Static in the sense memory will be allocated only once and during a class load event. Keep these points in the mind. These are the very important and these remains a basics for the static, right? So what the two important points I said? If you are making anything as a static, memory will be allocated only once, right? And that memory allocation will be done during class load event. That means during the time of a loading of a class itself, it will give a memory for you, whichever variable has been declared as a static, or whichever method has been declared as a static, or whichever block has been declared as a static. All the static values will get their memory during a class load event, right? Now, what is this class load event? Class load event in the sense, when you are compiling a program, you will be compiling a JavaC followed by a file name, right? When you type a JavaC followed by a file name, it will create a class files for you. In the background, I have shown you. Once you type a JavaC followed by a file name, first it will create a class files for you. After creating a class file, you will be writing a Java followed by whichever class is having a main function, that particular name you will be typing. Now, what I'm saying is during a class load event, that means once it has loaded a class for you, that time itself, it will give us memory for the static variables, methods, blocks, whatever it is, right? After giving a memory for the static, later it will load a main function. Understood? Got some clarity? Static in the sense, these are the values which are common. Static in the sense, these are the values which are common. I'm talking about static variables, right? When I say a variable as a static, then what I mean to say is this particular variable is a static. So means it is a common, right? So now if I am making a static string college is equal to Jain, whichever object you will create for this particular class, right? Listen to my statement carefully. Whichever object that you are going to create with respect to this particular class, everything will have a value of a college is equal to Jain, but no special memory will be allocated for this. No special memory will be allocated for this instance variable. Rather, copy of the static will be referred directly. Understood? Any questions with respect to a static variable? But sir, if there is no static keyword, we can update in the middle, right? Yeah, that only I told you. If you don't have a, see, if an instance variable, if you are sure that that particular instance variable value does not change, then only you make it as a static. If any instance variable has to be changed in the middle, don't make it as a static. If you are changing a value, from that point onwards, it will be applicable for all the new objects. Say for example, you have changed your college from a Jain to Jain University. college name in records, I don't want a Jain. I want a Jain University from now onwards, right? So for all the objects whichever has been created after doing this particular change, all the new objects will be getting a new value of a static itself. Can you repeat the main points once, sir? Okay. See, I'll display you a slide with respect to a static. Then. First, we have discussed what is a problem statement. The problem statement was a something like this. I have a one student class. This particular student class is used to store the information about the students. That was my intention. Out of all the n instance variables, one variable was there which was holding a college, right? I came to know that this particular college is holding every time the same value, right? So what I felt is, instead of wasting a memory for each and every student, that extra 4 bytes, I made that particular variable as a static, right? Now what I mean to what this particular action does is, once I make a particular instance variable as a static, then there will be only one copy of the instance variable, and the memory for that particular instance variable will be coming during a class load event. During class load event, let me just show you the points in the slide. Even after displaying the points in the slide, if you are not convinced, then we will see one program on that. Things need to be clarified on the same day. That is the motive. Okay, so this is a general description of a static. Whatever the points I have told already, so the same points have been placed in this particular PPT. Static keyword is used mainly for a memory management. If you are not using a static keyword for each and every instance variable, you will be allocating the extra space for each and every object, right? The static keyword belongs to the class than instance of a class. Yes, I already told you. It will be loaded during a class load event. That means it is nowhere in relation with respect to object. It is now the class level value. I'll show you a program, don't worry. Okay. The static keyword can be applied to a variables, to a methods, or you can declare something called as a static block. Can be done, right? Now the points with respect to static variable. If you declare any variable as a static, it is known as a static variable. The static variable can be used to refer the common property of all object. Example, company name of employees. Say for example, there are a n number of employees. For all those n number of employees, company name remains the same because everybody is working for the same company. So such a kind of a variables, you will be making it as a static, right? So one is company name of employees. The next one is college name of a students. That the example which I have taken now. Those kind of instance variables, you can make it as a static instance variable, right? The static variable gets a memory only once in a class area at a time of class loading. That means before execution of a main method, during a class load event itself, it will get a memory and the value will be assigned. Right? Shall we see one program and then understand the things in a better fashion? Question in a chat box. Brahan, sir, can we reuse static variables in a child class? Once we come to inheritance, we will discuss thoroughly with respect to these static variables, how it acts in a child class, parent class, all those things. Now itself, the basic working is a confusion for a few. If I put inheritance, then it will be more confusing. Right? So here I have one class static demo. So 1 second. My intention was to just show you a static variable. Let me write the program whichever I was talking about. Class student. Right here, let me take int id. I have not initialized anything. String name. Right? So let me have static string college, right? When I say static in college, I have to give some value, so I give a value as a child. This is my class definition, right? Now, I need to create an object of this particular class, right? How to create object of a class? Student S1, that means the first student, new student. It will be a good to give class name starting with the capital letters. It won't show any error, but that is a good practice. Right. New student has been created. Right. Now, with respect to this student, I will give ID is equal to some 1 and I will give S1 dot name is equal to some ABC. Right. Now, I am not going to give a value for the college. Let me just print these values. System dot visible, right, screen. Yes.
Yes, sir.
System dot out dot println. So let me just print whatever is the content of that particular student. Okay. So I'll print all the three values. ID is space colon double quotes plus where I'll get ID S1 dot ID. Yes. Plus double quote. I don't want to write so means name colon double quote finish plus S1 dot name plus double quote college. Observe I have not initialized the value for the college colon plus S1 dot college. Right. See, I have not done anything much extra here. So just created one class called a student and I made a one particular instance variable as a static, and I am telling that this particular memory will be allocated only once, and that can be shared with respect to all the different objects whichever you are trying to create, right? So let me just copy paste this set of instructions for another student. Control C, Control V. Now the student created is a S2, ID given is a 2. Let me change the name with respect to print also. Let me replace all the ones with a 2s. Please mute your mics. Right. So let me just run the program and cross check and observe that in both the means in a creation of both the objects you are not initializing a value for the college, right? So any mistakes we did, any syntax errors, anything like that? Java C, what is the name of the class which is having a main function? Static demo dot Java. Compiled fine without errors. Let me run the program and cross check what might be the output. Is it showing the things properly? Let me display program and output for you side by side. And if you have any questions, you can post those questions. I'll give you some 2 minutes to go through the things. Meanwhile, there are a few questions in the chat box. So, sir, what is the meaning of a public static void main? We will discuss. See, now the static with respect to public static void main, you are writing a static keyword with respect to method, right? In the afternoon session, we will be discussing how to work with the static methods. Now we are discussing how to work with the static variables and what is the use of a static variable. Dan has asked one more question, sir, but we didn't make as a object college variable. I didn't understand this question itself. See, whenever you are creating some instance variables, this means whenever creating object means that object, see, every object will have a copy of all those instance variables, right? So that is what I have shown in the last class also. I have written one diagram showing that if you are creating object, you make sure that there is some circle, and this particular circle is nothing but with respect to our program, this might be something like a S1. This is a student 1. So under this particular student 1, once you say S1, so means student S1 is equal to new S1, that means you are creating an object, right? When you create object, I said that you will be having all the instance variables, one copy of that, right? So what are the instance variables here? First instance variable is a ID, and the second instance variable is a name, right? Will you be having a college in this instance variable now? You don't have a instance variable called as a college in this particular list, because now the college has been moved to a class level, not to the object level, right? For a S1, you will be having a two instance variables with respect to our example, and those two instance variables are a ID and a name, and a college will not be a no more instance variable with respect to object, it will be a variable with respect to the class, right? All the objects whichever you are creating with respect to class, all the objects will share that particular value of a static college. Don't we need to create object for a static variable? That only I'm telling you. You will be having a one common copy, whichever object you create, all the objects can refer to that particular common copy of a college. No need to refer them with respect to a object, right? I cannot write a S1 dot college. Sir, here we are writing two new means writing new for once, it will not work. I'm just showing with respect to two records. One, see, this is one student record. This particular set is a one student record. I am reading information with respect to one student, and this is another student record. I'm just showing like whichever object you create, you just directly display its content. Obviously, it will be having its value. Static variable will be shared with respect to all the objects. Mohit, what is the point of using static string college is equal to Jain? We can directly write string college is equal to Jain without any errors. See, this is what I told you. We can directly write a string college is equal to Jain, but the memory will be allocated separately. Memory will be allocated separately. What I mean to say is, right? So I just don't want to waste memory, so I'm making a one class level copy, and I'm telling that whoever has created object with respect to class, you just take this value, don't give another 4 bytes of a memory for this particular variable. If I am not using a static here, now also program works fine, no problem with respect to that, but the space occupied by the object will be a more. But once we see static methods and the static blocks, I will write a one program which uses everything. Static blocks, static method, static variable, right? So that time you should not be confused. At that time, if you are confused also, I cannot do anything. Can we take a two static variables at once, sir? Yes, we can take. We can create any number of static variables based on our requirement. There is no restriction on that. But the thing is that particular static variable remains a constant. In C language, you might have read about some fine const variable, const const variable. Once you make a variable as a const, then it will be a constant. You cannot change its value. Sir, what if we create object for a static variable? See, we can create object for the class, but not object for a variable. Your question is something like this. Now, if you are writing S1 dot college, I understood your question. You will write something like a JU. Let us check what it is going to do. Java C. Compiled, fine. What has happened? You said that you wanted to change for only one S1. You wanted to change for a S1. But what has happened? It has changed for both. Then what does it mean? That means there is only one copy of that particular value. Right? Say for example, the same question means I'll just justify that there is only one copy. Say for example, if I am removing this particular static, right? When I have removed this particular static, you said that once you create object, you take it as a chain, right? Now, when you are creating object, you said that now you take a JU. Next time when you are creating, you are not saying what value need to be taken, so it will take a chain itself, right? If I remove this particular static and I execute my program, you need to get two different values, right? So what are those two different values? First time it has to show you a JU, and the next time it has to show you chain. Showing this is possible just because now you have a two different copies of that particular instance variable, right? Now when I make this particular variable as a static, right, what I'm saying is don't create multiple copies, don't allocate a special memory for this particular variable. Let this particular variable can be used for all the objects which has been created by using this particular class. Keep it as a static, right? When I keep it as a static, then every object whichever has been created using this particular class, everything will take the same value in the middle. That means first this particular set of instructions will be called, right? In the middle, if I am changing any value, am I changing to see me, I told you already, that means there will be only one copy. Now what are this S1 is doing? This S1 is doing a change with respect to value. What it is changing? It is doing that replace that chain with a JU. That means once you replace, you have only one copy, right? When you have only one copy, once you replaced, then whichever object has been created later, so that particular object will be having a new value whichever you have been modified, right? If you are in a still small doubt, let me do one more. So means let me create one more object. Control yes. See, each and every question has been discussed just to make you, give you a more clarity, not to confuse. I'm creating one more object, S3, ID is a 3, right? So now S3 name is equal to ABC, S3, I don't want to give a college name for this, right? So S3, 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 save, just cross check what might be the output. Compiled, fine. See. Which object has been created first? S3, because that is the first instruction which you wrote. For the first object, the value remained as a chain. For the later objects, right, whichever objects you have created later, once you have changed the value to a JU, so the same value has been replicated for the next object also. That means you will be having only one copy of the value. That particular copy need to be shared for everyone. Does it makes clear? Got the clarity on a static variable? Again, I'm telling you, once we discuss static methods and blocks, if I write a program using all the three concepts, then you should not, means you should not get confused. Go to the program. I think you can imagine whatever is there in a class student, right? So go through the program and analyze, is it according to our set of values. S2 is also printing a JU because see how a program starts executing from the main method. In a main method, which is the first instruction you wrote, you have created a S3 object first. When you have created S3 object, did you change a value of a college? You didn't change a value of a college. So whatever was defined before, that is a Jain that has been displayed here, right? This is with respect to S3. When it comes to a S1, what you are doing is you are not taking already which is existing copy of a value of a college, rather you are putting a new value to that particular college, JU. Now what I'm saying is there is only one place, one box, right? Initially it was holding a Jain. Now what a S1 has S1 has did, this has taken out that Jain, now it has put a JU into that, right? So once this particular S1 has put a JU into that particular variable, obviously S2 will be getting a new modified value, but not an old one which is a Jain. Observe the things. I am not initializing a value for a college with respect to a S2. I have done initialization only with respect to S1, right? As a S2 has been created later after a S1, so it is taking a value which has been modified by S1. Sir, can you use a static variable without object of a class where static variable belongs? Yes, can be done. One more brilliant question asked by Brahan. From the starting, I was telling like it is a member of a class, it will be loaded during the class time and all. Can't I just keep it as only one variable without a, what he says is without a creating object, can I access that particular value? That is a question, right? Okay, so let me keep this example as it is, and let me create a one more example just to show his discussion. Static var demo dot java class static var demo, right? Within this class, is it feasible to write a public static void main string args? Feasible, right? Now here this is the scope of a class. This is a scope of a class, right? If I want to create any variables here, I can write a something like this: int a, int b, all those things. Now if I want to put a values into these particular variables, I need to create object of this particular class, right? Now what I will do, I'll not do all this bullshit, right? So what was our discussion? When you say some variable as a static, can I refer that one? So means now the static is nowhere related to object. That is what we are telling. It is nowhere related to object. It will be loaded during a class load event itself. So no need to refer that particular value by creating object. This is what we were shouting from that particular time, right? So what is his question is, can I write a something like this? Static int x is equal to some 10. This is a static variable defined, right? So now within this, so means without creating any object of that particular class, without creating object of this particular class, can we execute a program something like this and print a value of x? Java C static var demo dot java, compiled well, printing a value for you, right? Did we create object of that particular class? No. Are we directly printing its content? Yes. Can I come to a conclusion saying that for instance variables, it is nowhere related to object now? A question something like, sir, if I remove this particular static and if I try to execute a program, what it will show? Compilation error. It will say that non-static variable x. X is not a static. How can you refer that one? It is saying that. I'm not saying that. Error message is saying that one. Error. Non-static variable x cannot be referenced from a static context. Which is a static context? This is a static context. Right? From the, what is the conclusion now? From the static context, if you want to refer anything, then it should be static context. Right? So this was the reason why you were creating an object, then by using the object, you were referring to that particular variable. Right? If you want to load any variable during a class load event, right, which is nowhere related to an object, then you can make that particular variable as the static. It will make sense if I say static. So means there is a question that means a static copies the variable value. It is not like that. Static, once you make a variable as a static, it will be created during a class load event and there will be an existence of that value. Static method can access static variable. Why it can access means it will be having a, see, in the starting only I told you few points. I told you that when the particular static will be loaded, right, I made it a clear point that when you are performing a class load event, the static will get a space. That means static will come into existence, right? So when you are executing a command java c followed by file name dot java, this is a place where you will be creating a class files, right? After creating a class file, you will be typing a java followed by class name, which are a class name which is holding a main method, right? During a class load event, first it will check for a static. If you have any static variables, methods, blocks, all those things will be executed first. After that only it will load a main method for you, right? Your execution will start from a static part. Whichever has been declared as a static, those things will be prepared first. After that only main method will be called. Now when a main method comes into a action, will I will be having all the static variables ready for me, right? Because the static part has been executed before the main. All the variables will be available. All the methods which are written under a static are available. Everything, instructions which are written under static block, everything is available for me before it comes to a main method, right? If any variable has not been declared as a static, right, main method will not know. Once it enters a main method, then only it will come to know that there is an existence after creating object. Things are not complicated. The problem is we didn't heard about all these things before. That is a problem, sir. So this means if we don't give any variables or values to name or a college name in S1 comma S2 and S3, it will print Jain for all three. No, where did I say that one? I gave a name, so means I gave a Jain as a value for only college and I made only college as a static. If you are not giving a values for the other things, those things will be initialized to a null but not with a Jain. Say for example, you didn't give a values for this ID or a name. You didn't give a value. You have just declared, but you didn't give a value. If I run my program, whatever is the default value need to be given for that, those things will be taken, right? So what is the default value for an int? Compiled fine. Which program we executed? Static variable. Which is this one? Static demo. Compiled fine. See, 0 null. 0 for ID because it is an int, null for a name because it was a string, right? Here I have not initialized any values for these things. Why it will take a Jain? For a college, I have given it as a Jain, so it will take a Jain. Right? Unnecessarily, it will not do a assignment by its own means. There will be some rules and regulations for assignments. If you are not giving any value for any of the instance variables, by default, those things will be taken as a null or a 0 based on its data type. If it is a int, it will be taking a 0. It will be a string, then it will be taking it as a null. I hope that was your question. I was saying for a college means without writing JU. See, if you are not writing a JU, then it will take a Jain, which was written already. Initially, for a S3 object, I didn't give a value for a college. What it is taking? It is taking a Jain. It is taking a Jain because in a class declaration, you have given a Jain. But when it comes to a S1, you are not referring to a value which I have defined in a class definition. Rather, you gave us some new value, JU. Now, what I'm saying is the previous Jain has been erased now and it has been replaced by a JU. After this instruction, whichever object has been created, that will not get a Jain back. Rather, it will get a JU which has been overwritten by this particular S1. Sir, change the S1 dot college is equal to no values. Change S1 dot college is equal to. Do I need to put a value or just I need to comment that part? This one you are asking. Commenting in the sense not giving a value. That itself, right? Yes. Now what will happen? Whatever was taken by a S3, that was a Jain. Even this will also take a same Jain. Because there is a one copy of a value, right? Why this confusion came? One second. I think I didn't save the code. Jain. Because nowhere you are changing the value of a college. So whatever was there before, everything has been shared. Sir, can't we just use a scanner? Okay, using a scanner, what you want to do? You want to read a value for a college. See, if you are taking a scanner object and if you are reading an input from the user, if you have 1,000 students, 1,000 times you need to type a Jain. If it was a Jain, okay, no problem. Only 4 keystrokes. Say for example, the college name is very small, something like Srimati Kamala and Sri Venkappa M. Agadi College of Engineering and Technology. How many keywords? So means how many keystrokes? Almost some 25 to 30 keystrokes. That I need to type for each and every student. That means for 1,000 students, I have to type that one. Will it be a time-consuming process? Sir, for a name and ID. Yes, for a name and ID you can take. No problem in that. Our discussion was completely with respect to static and what is the necessity of keeping some variable as a static. Sir, if there are students from multiple colleges, then you have to make a different classes. Each class for each set of a college. That means one student class for one college, another student class for another college, another student class for another college, like that.
Sir,
Yes.
most of instance variable get in memory when the object is created. But what about static variables?
Yeah, static variables won't get during object creation. Those static variables will get a memory during a class load itself. That means before a main method starts execution, your static variables will have a value with it.
So no need to object for static.
No need to create object for a static variable.
Okay, thank you.
We'll wind up our session then. Thank you.